I had to find a place to live really quickly when I came here from Ann Arbor, Michigan, and the only place I could find was in a retirement community. And so I ended up moving into a retirement community where I was the youngest bloke by at least 35 years. I got to know the community really well, and at the time, a lot of people were taking CBD oil, a lot of CBD products, a lot of cannabis products, and they were swearing by them. They were saying how it was just totally transforming their lives and how they could go out for runs. And, that builds on a lot of anecdotal evidence that's been accumulating over, hundreds of years. I mean, cannabis has been used, since antiquity to treat a variety of ailments. So it was no surprise to hear. I started hitting the books and seeing what could possibly be, the causal factor of all of this. And what I came to the conclusion was that neither CBD or THC holds up in clinical trials. So the widespread claims that people had been making about CBD, sorry if that offends the people back from Canopy, and THC were largely unsubstantiated. So there was no clinical evidence to really support those claims. So the question becomes, what else is in the plant that is affording people these therapeutic outcomes that they swear by? So you go back to the literature in the 1970s, there was a lady named Marilyn Barrett who isolated a compound from cannabis called canflavin. And this is totally different. This has nothing to do with CBDs. It's not a cannabinoid, okay? It's not related to THC either. It's a flavonoid, which I'm sure many of you have heard about before. You can buy these flavonoids off the shelf, usually at Shoppers Drug Mart. This one was a little bit different, really unique to cannabis. What she found that it was about 30 times stronger than aspirin in her, cell culture model. So that really piqued my interest. I thought, okay, well, that's a good start, because people are generally taking CBD products for the relief of acute and chronic pain. And I thought, okay, well, this might be the the causal ingredient. So you start looking a little bit more, and we were fortunate enough to partner with Akeem, who'd lend us material, and we started basically pulling the plant apart, looking for molecules. And we didn't find just canflavin, but we found a whole suite of others, which I'll talk about in a little while, that together have very potent anti-inflammatory activity. And we believe it's these molecules that are found in a variety of cannabis products that are giving therapeutic outcomes, not CBD or THC. The evidence for that I won't get into right now, but we're pretty convinced of that. I should say that one of the things the cannabis industry does not realize is that in a lot of the processing that goes into making CBD products also pulls down these compounds, but they just don't know that they're there, and they don't know what they are. And that's where we come in.